Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ballet Ready. So, Nutcracker season.
Nutcracker season.
Do not be deceived by the warm, festive, Christmassy facade. For us ballet dancers, Nutcracker season is intense. A marathon, a battlefield even.
Some schools and companies can perform anywhere from 1 to 40 Nutcracker shows in a single winter, oftentimes with multiple shows per day, and oftentimes with dancers performing multiple roles in each show.
In case this was not obvious, this can get very, very intense for the dancers. But today, as your most trusted, very favorite ballet nerds on the internet, we are hoping to equip all of you today who are launching into Nutcracker season or any other really heavy performance season. And we are bringing you our best tips on how not to die during Nutcracker season.
So if you are ready to get started and take this Nutcracker season by storm, then tap the like button and let's get going.
Not only are we going to help you survive Nutcracker season, but we are also here to help your skin survive this Nutcracker season. And that is where the partner of today's video, FOREO Sweden, comes in.
Y'all know we've been using FOREO for almost a year now, and we are still just as obsessed because
Their products just work, you guys.
We have been faithfully using and loving their FAQ 202 face mask, which uses 8 different wavelengths of light, including near-infrared light, to tackle pretty much every skin concern you may have, including wrinkles, dark spots, acne, redness, dullness, etc.
We love this mask so much because it doesn't take a lot of time. You know those late nights when you get back from the theater and you've just taken your makeup off? You literally only need 5 minutes of this mask to really restore it and help it recover before you slap the makeup back on the next morning for the matinee.
Most recently, FOREO so kindly sent us their FAQ red light peptide serum. The serum is formulated to amplify and accelerate your LED therapy. So basically, you just put it on your skin before you use the mask, and then you put the mask on and just let them work their magic. Yep, exactly. We like using the FOREO app, which like changes the light frequency for you.
Yes.
And right away you notice that your skin is brighter and more even.
which is really great for prepping your skin for makeup.
Exactly. And after like a week of use, you notice inflammation going down, smoother skin texture, and overall just like better skin health, because it literally is stimulating your skin's natural healing process. FOREO is offering all of you a very special discount, 35% off almost all FOREO products if you use the code RAIN35. And the best part is that FOREO actually has a ton of absolutely insane Black Friday deals. And so if you use the code RAIN35 and stack them on top of all of FOREO's amazing Black Friday deals, you could literally get up to 50% off pretty much any of their products.
Don't miss it, you guys, please.
So if you want to help your skin not just survive, but thrive this Nutcracker season and beyond,
Click the link in the description box below.
and we are confident that you will love it just as much as we do.
Thank you so much, FOREO, for partnering with us on today's video. And without further ado, let's get into the rest of the list.
Tip number 1 on our how not to die during Nutcracker season list is
Priorities. Priorities first.
Bring snacks.
All the snacks. More snacks than you think you'll need.
And then bring more snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
This is kind of an obvious one, but we'll say it anyway because there is no way that you are going to get through Nutcracker season alive unless you feel your body. The last thing that we want to happen to you is that you go into Nutcracker rehearsals and being like, oh, I don't need snacks, I'll be fine. And then the snow bag dumps out all over the stage, and then the rehearsal's delayed by an hour, and then you keel over in the dressing room because you didn't bring snacks. Because it could happen.
Sometimes it's hard when you have a lot of, back-to-back shows and rehearsals and classes and whatnot. You don't have a lot of time, nor do you even want to have a full meal sometimes.
Right, if you're like dancing right away.
Yeah, if you're just dancing a lot. So bringing snacks that you can munch on between those heavy rehearsal and show moments is going to be a huge game changer for you to keep you consistently fueled, and then that way you're not like dropping your
like
blood
fading.
sugar and like fading out and like, keeling over in the dressing room.
Bring snacks to share with friends, bring snacks for morale, bring snacks for health, and bring snacks for
Vibes.
Oh
yeah, and water.
Oh my god.
That one's an obvious one. Electrolytes are a bonus, but if you have nothing else, water. Please drink your water.
Oh, that's like baseline.
That's
you
baseline.
guys.
If you do not drink your water, this Nutcracker
We will find you in the wings.
Point number 2 is to really be careful about your technique, you guys. And yes, obviously, always be mindful about your technique. That is very important in all phases of your dancer life, but especially during these heavy show seasons and whatnot, Nutcracker, I think it helps to be a little bit more mindful just because the floor situation can be a little different from what you're used to in your usual resident home studio.
Yeah, the studio floor is predictable, workable. You have like a working relationship with the studio floor.
Exactly.
But the theater floors, from our experience, some of them can be directly out for your soul. There could be slick spots, there could be one spot in the center that's like awkwardly sticky.
Yeah, lumps, bumps, and dips, and sometimes it's just pure concrete, not even sprung. It's just concrete.
Yes. I've danced on a stage that had a pothole in the back corner.
Oh my god, me too. Oh my gosh, that was horrible.
Yeah, so theater floors are inconsistent.
And they
can be
perilous.
Yeah,
A
very.
little bit. And even if it's not that bad of a difference, your depth perception is a little bit different because instead of the mirror being, 20 feet away, now you have the auditorium that goes all the way back. Obviously there's light, the boom stands and whatever, maybe smoke machines and whatever. And so, all those variables kind of play with your mind and with your brain a little on a subconscious level. So it just takes a little bit more thought into your technique that can really avoid a lot of missteps and accidents that might happen on stage.
This is kind of self-explanatory, but now is not the time to try anything dumb.
No.
Okay?
Oh my gosh.
During Nutcracker season is not the time to be on the stage alone and be like, I wonder if I could get 96 footies today. Like, no. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
And this also goes for outside of the studio.
Oh, yeah, no.
Don't do anything physically risky.
Yeah, maybe don't go snowboarding or skiing.
No, you see what it is.
Just play it safe till all your shows are over.
And then whatever you do after that is not our responsibility.
Yeah, we're not responsible after that. As far as Nutcracker season goes, please just be smart, be safe, pay extra attention to your technique and to your dancing, and just be a little bit more aware. You definitely be really present. Especially in those dress rehearsals, really just kind of get to know the floor, get to know, your performing space. And that can avoid a lot of potential injuries, strain, and unforeseen circumstances.
Moving right along, one thing that they never tell you about Nutcracker season is how much time you spend waiting.
Oh my god.
Like rehearsals, backstage, intermissions, between shows. You're waiting an awkward amount of time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna maximize this. We're going to use this waiting time in our favor, even though it does suck, because you're like warm and then you like cool down and then you have to warm up again.
Exactly.
We're gonna maximize our waiting time as much as possible.
So what we're gonna do is we're going to find a wall or somewhere where you can just prop your feet up. Even if it's a couple degrees above your heart, you're gonna lay down flat. Maybe put a towel down, especially if you're in costume or like a blanket or something. You don't want to dirty your costume on the floor.
Also because the floors can be kind of cold sometimes.
You can also take the heels of your point shoes off. If that helps you, for me it never did. For Eden it did. So do with that as you will. And then you're basically just gonna put your feet up the wall. And then what that does is it just drains all the old blood away from your feet and it takes down the swelling a little bit. And it gets the circulation going. It refreshes your heart as well. And it kind of, calms everything down. And I mean, if you look into the studies about this particular position, it does kind of take your heart rate down, lower inflammation in the body, kind of refreshes all your organs and everything. And it's very, very good for you. I mean, you can do your research.
This saved us so many times during like long rehearsal days.
It does.
When like, your feet are kind of starting to hurt because you've been in point shoes for hours and hours and hours.
This really, really helped. And you only need to do it for a couple of minutes at a time. Don't spend hours like this because you will cool down really, really quick. So you don't want that, but just a quick refresh, just for your body to reset, it really helps a lot. Tip number 4, and this is a very personal one of mine as a certified cold girl, and if any of you guys understand, you can put the little freezing emoji in the comments. I know I'm not the only one. And that's kind of going along with the last point. You guys have to stay warm. And I don't mean just like temperature, but I mean like technically muscles warm in a very balletic sense, especially if you're in between rehearsals and you have to go on in a couple of minutes and whatever.
And also the theaters don't help because they're like designed to like cryogenically preserve you, low-key.
That's how it feels. Dancing cold, as we say, meaning like your muscles aren't warm enough, you're kind of tightened up again. It leaves a lot of room for injuries and sprains and strains to happen. Cold muscles, those are bad. And cold muscles are much more more prone to getting pulled than warmed up muscles. So
Yeah.
do not get cold. Do plies in your off time. Don't just sit in splits. That's not enough to keep you warm. And it's not that you have to do intense cardio or anything, but if you just do a little bit of jogging in place before you go on, or if you do a little bit of core work, because everything comes from your core. If your core heats up, everything else warms up faster.
Yeah. Our teacher used to always say the most important things to do was grand plies.
Yes.
And rond de jambes. She
Those
said
are the
like,
most
those were
important.
the most important because it's your full range of motion, like from bent to straighten, and also the full range of motion, like
In the hip socket.
Leg swings as well, so you
Yeah.
can get your range of motion this way.
Exactly, and then maybe some little sautes in first. Start with that small routine and find other things that kind of work for you personally. Everybody is different. Don't overdo it. Don't wear yourself out before your shows, but definitely make an effort to stay warm.
Also, wearing a bunch of warm-ups is going to help your muscles to stay in that warmed, ready-to-dance state. We would generally recommend to wear a lot of light layers
Yes.
and just like layer them on top of each other so that you can have a bit more granularity in terms of your warmth adjustment. And also then you can adapt to like when you're wearing your costume, because sometimes you can't wear certain things over certain costumes, etc.
Yeah, exactly. Little zip ups are especially helpful.
Yes.
Because they're easy to get on and off without disturbing the costume, your hair, or your makeup, and like little shawls.
Yeah.
Those are also really good as well. And space boots, you guys.
Space
Those are very important.
Bring like blankets, heating pads for between.
Yes. Oh, I love my
between
heating pads.
rehearsals, and
Yes.
you just like kind of wrap up and stay warm.
Yeah, exactly.
And when in doubt, keep your vital areas warm. So like
Yes.
your neck and your chest, keep those all as warm as possible.
yes, because the heat kind of just moves out from there.
Yes.
So you want to keep your core, your heart, and your neck really, really warm. Going back to that skit, those little instant heat packs, those actually help you guys. So we'll leave a link in the description box if you want to get those. But
Stay warm, you guys.
stay warm. Tip number 5 for how not to die in Nutcracker season is to not fly solo, okay?
Right.
Nutcracker season can get a little chaotic at times, and especially with so many people involved, and just trying to figure out where everybody has to be at whatever time. But not to worry, we can combat this very effectively with the power of friendship.
Never underestimate the power of friendship, you
Yeah,
guys.
no.
And to be honest, being lost is a bit more fun when you have someone to be lost with. And
I
also,
mean, we would know.
and also sometimes when you stick together, it is easier not to get lost, especially if you have friends who, you know, are a bit more experienced with the Nutcracker gauntlet and maybe have been through it a couple times before. Stick with your friends, ask questions, clarify the schedule together, find out where the stage door is together, find out where all the dressing rooms are together, etc., etc.
Exactly.
So that you know, avoid getting lost all by yourself with no one to call. As students, we used to carpool all the time.
All the time.
And one parent would drive everyone to the theater, and then
Yeah,
one parent would pick
exactly.
everybody up.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Obviously, the situation is different for everybody. Carpooling is definitely a wonderful option. Also
Yeah.
saves gas.
Saves gas.
Yeah, it's good. Basically, you just want to have, you know, a support network for not just yourself, but also to create them with your fellow dancers. And that goes also with your parents, your teachers, your directors, even like older, more experienced dancers in the cast who might be able to help you navigate this season.
So that you can ask them, you know, hey, is this rehearsal in full makeup, full hair?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
do we bring our costumes today? It is just a tech rehearsal.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, it's very, very helpful to have community, and that's kind of what Nutcracker and Christmas is all about, right? So friendship.
Friendship, you guys.
Don't go into this Nutcracker season alone. You need support, you need community, you need a team. And the people around you need you too. So make sure you give that support to others and make sure you receive that support for yourself as well.
Rolling into our next point.
Yes.
For our Nutcracker season survival guide. This is for after rehearsals, after performances, when you're home and you are dead tired, probably riding the high of adrenaline, but also you are not in the clear yet because you have a matinee show the next day and you have to get to the theater at 9 a.m. sharp.
For all dancers, but especially our point shoe wearers, one of the most effective ways to kind of reset, to kind of get your body in shape and in good condition for another show is to do contrast bathing for your feet. You can do your whole body. I don't have the courage for that, but definitely for your feet, your ankles, maybe your lower calves as well. But yeah, contrast bathing is going to cut down on the inflammation and kind of get your feet and your ankles ready for another day. So basically what you're gonna do is just get 2 buckets. It doesn't matter what brand, just get 2 buckets, and you're gonna fill one with warm water and you're gonna put Epsom salts in that one.
Right.
You can definitely add, you know, essential oils if you like, just for vibes,
For vibes.
for morale. But Epsom salts are very, very important because those are, you know, soothing, calming. They have a lot of magnesium in it. If you checked out our Ballet Girl guide, you'll know Magnesium is very good for muscle relaxation. And then in your second bucket, this one is crucial, but it is my least favorite one, but you cannot skip this step, otherwise it won't work. You're gonna fill it with cold water and dump a whole ton of ice in it.
Yeah.
It is as terrible as it sounds. The rule of contrast bathing, if this is your first time doing it, is that you always start with the warm water and you're always going to end with the cold water. So you're gonna start with your feet in the warm bucket and you're going to soak there for 30 seconds to 2 minutes long, I'd say is pretty good. And then as soon as you're done with that, you're gonna dump your feet in the cold water with the ice. You're going to soak there for the same amount of time, like 30 seconds to 2 minutes long as you can stand it. And then you're gonna just swap back. So you're gonna put it back in the warm water and then back in the cold water. And then when you're going to get out, make sure you finish with the cold, icy water.
And the way this works is that when you put your feet in the warm water, it kind of helps your blood vessels to expand,
Yes.
causing
Dilate.
dilation. Sure.
Vasodilation.
Oh my god. Your blood vessels expand, and so obviously more blood circulation kind of goes into your feet and your
Yes.
ankles. And then when you put it in the cold water, your blood vessels constrict, which kind of forces the blood out, which kind of just keeps things moving
Yes.
in terms of circulation in your feet and ankles. And that's going to wash out all the inflammation, all of the, just-
Lactic acid, the tension, the tightness, and it's going to help you recover a lot faster, as horrible as it feels.
But like when you're done, it always feels so good.
It does feel good.
And then
Yeah.
you're like kind of feeling a bit more functional
a little bit more so.
and ready to
yeah.
kind of launch into whatever the next day holds for you.
Not just for like Nutcracker season, but any, big performance season or like summer intensives.
Oh
I
my
used to
god,
do-
yeah.
But make sure you remember the rule. Start in the warm water and always end with the cold water. That is very important.
Our next tip for surviving Nutcracker season and making it out alive
Yes.
is keep your stuff organized.
Oh my
The theater
goodness.
and the dressing rooms, namely, are a black hole.
hole.
You just kind of go in there and then you leave with like half your stuff missing. I think I left a whole jumpsuit in a theater once.
Yes, you let the whole
It was your
jumpsuit-
jumpsuit.
Yeah. And my silver bullet point as well.
Oh my god, yes, I remember that.
A whole jumpsuit and a bullet point skirt.
Oh my god.
Both of them
No,
were mine.
I wore them to the theater.
Yes.
I have no idea what
She
I
had
wore.
it on her person.
Like it was on
How
my
could
body.
you lose it?
I don't know what I wore out of the theater, but it wasn't the jumpsuit. How did I?
We still don't know.
We still don't know. It's a
So let
mystery.
this be, a cautionary tale.
All that to say, if you want to have a chance of walking out of the theater with all of your things intact,
Yes.
definitely keep organized. Make a packing list before you go to the theater.
Exactly.
And kind of like go over it quickly before you leave, just to make sure that you have all of your important things so that you do not end up leaving an entire jumpsuit and a bullet point skirt in the theater. Even though you're like, oh yeah, I don't need to write this in my packing list because I'm wearing it. Apparently. That's not enough.
We actually created an entire packing list for you guys. It's a Notion template that you can get for free, linked above and below if you want to check it out after this video. And it is completely customizable.
Yep.
So we put in some of the basics that you will definitely need, and you can always add in your personal items that you specifically will need. So make sure you go and grab it after this video. If you want to put name tags on it, or those little, what are those?
Oh, like the air tags.
Yeah, air tags, that's what they are. For your important things, put your name, your number on thing in case things get lost, so people know where to return them, etc.
Also, another thing to note is to never underestimate the power of a really big bag, especially if it is like irresponsibly big and has like an irrational amount of pockets.
The more pockets, the better, honestly.
Genuinely.
Yes.
From our experience, having just like one giant bag that has everything in it organized.
Yeah, instead of having multiple smaller bags.
Yeah, it just is easier to keep everything contained so you don't like
Exactly.
leave stuff behind.
We used to have these massive ones that were like a little hard to carry, but you don't have to carry it very far.
you
You just bring it to your dressing room and it just kind of sits there.
Yeah.
It really helps everything to stay that much more contained and that much more organized, and it's kind of like your own little station.
I've seen dancers that bring roller suitcases.
I love the roller suitcases, or like the bags that you can put on that have little wheels on the bottom.
yeah.
I think you can get like some good weekenders
Oh, yes,
that
that
have
too.
wheels like that. You guys, it will save your life. You definitely need the space. You need the pockets. You need
Pockets.
to get the pockets. And if you don't have pockets, you need to get those little pouches.
Or like the bag
Or
dividers.
the little bag dividers. They
Yeah.
have bag dividers. I think you can get them like anywhere, like Amazon. It probably has a bunch. These will save your life. It will keep everything organized. That way you're not rummaging through your bag 5 minutes to curtain call trying to find your hairpiece.
Yeah.
You know, everything is just a place for everything, and everything is in its place, and things will just flow so much more effortlessly then. Tip number 8 is, again, this is more of a personal health matter, but please sleep as early and as much as you can.
Yeah.
During Nutcracker season, any performance season really, but especially during Nutcracker season, especially if it's cold where you are, getting extra sleep during performance seasons, or at least adequate amounts of sleep. We know it's hard sometimes, especially if,
Rehearsals run late.
Rehearsals run late, or you're performing way late into the night, or if you're, tearing down sets and stuff. We know you guys have different situations depending where you are, but just try and get to bed as quickly as possible. The moment you get home, makeup off, clean yourself up, whatever, and get to sleep. No staying on TikTok until 3 a.m., you guys. That's not going to help your body. That's going to kick up your inflammation. That is going to cloud your brain the next day. It's going to rot away your mood. It's going to be horrible, and your body will not thank you. And this is not increasing your chances of survival during Nutcracker season, you guys. Let's stay on top of it.
Insert general parenty sounding blurb about sleep hygiene.
Sleep hygiene, you guys. It's important, honestly, and get naps when you can. Don't sleep through your rehearsals or miss your cues. But if you have a long drive to the theater, you can just nod off for a little bit. Just catch it when you can. It'll help you get through Nutcracker season and give your body that extra little bit of support that it needs.
Another thing that is so important to keep in mind during Nutcracker season is to avoid getting sick at all costs.
Oh my goodness. Kind of like what we were saying about not doing anything dumb and getting injured. This is like getting injured in an internal way.
Yeah, exactly. So try not to get sick, and by that we mean wash your hands often.
Bring hand sanitizer.
Especially during the wintertime, if it's wintertime where you are, combined with the freezing cold theaters, combined with the consistent strain on your body, and the late nights maybe.
Your body is a little compromised at this point, and so you need to take extra precautions. Take your vitamins, lots of vitamin C.
Yeah, drink warm teas and stuff.
Broths and soups and
lots of soups. Soups are good.
We have been drinking a lot of soup lately.
Soup, highly recommend.
Soup is good.
Always wash your hands.
Yes.
Keep yourself as clean as possible. Hand sanitizer, bring it with you all the time. Stay warm, especially, when you're dancing and you're sweating so much. It's so easy to let your body temperature drop way too fast.
Mine does. It's helpful to bring a towel, or even if you just grab a paper towel or something to kind of pat the extra sweat off so your body doesn't drop in temperature quite so fast. And then layer your warm-ups on after, just to keep everything, a little bit guarded against the cold, especially in the theaters, which are cold year-round.
And also, with your friends and whatnot, don't share straws, don't share drinks. Just stay hygienic.
Healthy.
If anyone's sick, make sure you keep your distance if you can. And if you are sick, keep your distance from other people. Cover your mouth when you sneeze and cough, etc. Especially because everyone's in such tight quarters.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You're sharing a lot of things.
Just try and keep everything clean, keep everybody well, for the sake of the collective health and collective survival rate during Nutcracker season.
I used to bring those little disinfectant wipes and kind of wipe my area of the dressing room counter and stuff, the chair. But just for your personal area in the dressing room, you have, one small corner. Just keeping your area clean will help you a lot. Just don't get sick, you guys.
Don't get sick.
If you are sick, we are sending you a lot of good ballet nerd vibes, healing ballet nerd vibes. You're gonna get through this. Tip number 10, this is less of a survival tip, but it might help someone else's survival this Nutcracker season, and that is to be gracious and warm and say thank you to your fellow dancers, your director, and especially your tech staff, the people who draw the curtains for you backstage and the ones who work with the lights and the music and whatever. Everybody is going through a lot this Nutcracker season.
We definitely encourage you guys to make it a point sometime throughout the run of shows, throughout the run of rehearsals, to find the tech staff, to call up to them wherever they are in the rafters up there, and just be like, thank you. It'll make their day. They work so hard to keep the shows going for us.
Yeah.
And they are 1000% deserving of, some appreciation and some love. Shout out to all of the theater staff around the world this Nutcracker season.
We love you so much. Thank you for helping Nutcracker season keep going strong and steady. Also, if you're working with, the orchestra, if you happen to run into them, you can always say thank you as well, because they're the one kind of really carrying the ballet forward. If you didn't have the music, then, you wouldn't have a show. So I think it's also just a good habit, and it kind of makes you feel happy as well to feel that gratitude for the people around you and for the people who make this really brutal but also very, very wonderful season possible. So
go thank your tech staff, thank your orchestra, thank your directors, thank your fellow dancers, because all of them are a crucial part to the Nutcracker experience. Bonus bonus point for our Nutcracker survival guide.
It's Christmas. We have to give you a bonus.
Exactly. Merry Christmas, everybody. And this is to have fun and
Yes.
enjoy the process of Nutcracker season with your fellow dancers.
Yes.
Make sure you take pictures, make memories,
Yes.
and
Oh my goodness.
kind of make it fun for yourselves. And this is kind of why we are emphasizing so much that you should take care of yourself during this season, is so that we can have full enjoyment in top shape with all the people that we love and doing the art that we love doing.
Nutcracker isn't just for the audiences getting to enjoy the ballet with their family over Christmas, but it's also for you guys as well. So we know it's a lot of hard work, but we really encourage you to find the joy in it and find the community in it, and to make and capture a lot of memories with your fellow dancers and all the people around you, because that makes it a whole lot more enjoyable for you and the people around you. And it also makes it memorable for years to come when you look back on those little Polaroids you might have taken back in 2025's Nutcracker.
Well, honestly, some of the best memories that we've had as students were during Nutcracker season.
Yeah.
It's just such a magical time.
It is.
And so, yeah, highly recommend. Make it fun for yourself. Make it fun for your fellow dancers. Spread the good Ballet Nerd vibes, obviously.
obviously.
And then you'll get to look back and be like, I survived.
I survived this Nutcracker season.
So there you have it, everybody. Those were our 10+1 tips on how to not die during Nutcracker season. Again, like we were saying, we hope that these help you to, stay well and to stay in top conditions, that you can continue to enjoy the process and to enjoy sharing your love for the art with the audience and with your fellow dancers this season.
Remember to share this video with all of your fellow dancers this Nutcracker season or show season, wherever you're at. And make sure to leave all of your best tips for surviving Nutcracker season in the comments below, because we have a whole community of people who need your input, who need your advice. And it's also just great to see the world from other people's perspectives. So go join the chat below and we will meet you there in a second. Remember to grab your Notion template that we made for you, the packing guide for all of your shows and performances and whatnot. The link will be below in the description box where you can find it. And if you liked videos like these and you want to see more Nutcrackery videos, then make sure you check out this playlist linked above and below.
We have a lot of Nutcracker content on this channel.
We have a lot of Nutcracker content on this channel, so if you haven't gotten enough of it yet, go check out that playlist.
Thank you to all of our patrons for making our Nutcracker season possible.
Yes,
All
the
of this
Nutcracker season of Ballet Rain.
Exactly. And if you have not become a patron, but you would like to help keep the Ballet Nerd world spinning, then you can join this lovely list of patrons by clicking the link below or visiting patreon.com/balletrain.
And of course, a massive thank you to FOREO for partnering with us on this video.
The link is in the description box, and please use the code RAIN35 to get an additional 35% off your order. And remember that this code is stackable, so that combined with FOREO's Black Friday deals could get you up to 50% off almost all of their products.
And honestly, just thank FOREO later, because they are here to help your skin survive this Nutcracker season. So make sure to check them out.
Anyways, I think that is all from us for now. This is Ballet Rain signing off. Until the next video.
Bye. I was choking so much, I still feel like I don't think I have my voice back, but that's okay.
You'll survive.
My heart will go on.
I'm choking too.
It's
We're not
the weather.
sick.
It's the weather.
We're not sick. We're just choking. You would know if I were sick.
Yeah, I would
I would
know.
be like half energy.
Not Eden would be, yeah. She'd
Dying.
be like
I have the cold tolerance of a man. It's bad. Literally, if I'm like slightly sick, I'm like in bed unconscious for like 24 hours. It's quite unfortunate. It's embarrassing. Anyways, theaters are always freezing.
freezing. I don't know what the deal is. Like, why does it have to be that cold?
I think it's because they figure that the lights are really warm on the stage, like all the stage lights and stuff. It does get warm on the stage.
It can, but it doesn't. We swing to the
Yeah, we're
opposite
like,
end,
it's
way
too
too
extreme.
much. Yeah.
I remember standing in front of the light.
Oh my God, me too.
I would like squat down so that like the light's hitting right here, and you have to like cover your eyes, otherwise you'll blind yourself. But like,
you just like lizard a little bit, and you just like soak up all the heat from the boom lights. Please drink your water.
No,
We will crawl out of the mirror.
we will crawl out of the orchestra pit and find you if you do not bring water.
You do not want us doing that. We don't want us doing that. We want to be watching you guys coming
Not
to your
lurking in the wings with Fiji.
Fiji. No, what's it called?
Oh, Zarko!
That's a Texan one.